One thing I love about John Obi Mikel is his ability to speak the truth, irrespective of where he found himself. John Obi Mikel made a podcast and he spilled out the truth. Just listen to what he had to say about our African players representing different countries in Europe.
What about players not representing their African root?
Yeah.
We've held meetings with these kids, with their parents, and said, listen, you are from Nigeria. Your dad is Nigerian. Your mom is Nigerian. Why don't you present your fatherland, Nigeria? We want to play for England, France, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then they wait.
Yes.
And then they keep waiting and keep waiting.
Yeah.
When they get to 25, 26, and they don't get a call up from England, then they call Nigeria. We shouldn't be treated as second options. We are not second options. You should be proud of your African roots. You should be proud to represent your African country. I want the best players to play in Africa. So you rather make a decision and stand by it.
Yeah.
If you decide you want to play for England, stick to it. Sit and wait. If you don't get a call up, you don't get a call up. But don't wait until 29, 30, you've passed your best, whatever it is. Then you're, oh, Nigerian FA, I'm ready to play for you now. No, fuck.
This is something I've been saying. What John Obi Mikel said is just the truth. This is something I've been saying, especially after the Enzo Fernandez chant, Argentina chant, that everybody was against it. I said, let our players, let our sons in Europe, in the diaspora, come to represent us. They should not only come when they notice that the countries they were wishing to represent have not called them up. And when they are getting old, that's when they call the countries back home. That's when they notice that, no, they are coming from Africa. That's when they want to come and represent them. Meanwhile, they've passed their peak, they have passed their prime. This is exactly what John Obi Mikel is saying. You should be proud of your African roots. You should be proud to come and represent your continent. You should be proud of where you come from. You should not only come back to represent Africa when you notice that you are wishing to represent France, you are wishing to represent England, you are wishing to represent Switzerland, and you discover that you have not been called up. That's when you're now called in Africa to come back and represent Africa. We are being treated as third class, second class in everything, even by our own brothers who want to play for us. Also, there's one thing African football federations need to do. Because also when these players are still suffering, still struggling in their championship, they don't notice them. Only when they have built up their career and they are at their peak and they decide to represent foreign countries, that's where we also come in. Our football federations are not also doing enough to bring in these players to come and represent us. Look at Kobe Meno. At 18, England already noticed him and knew he was very talented, and they decided to call him up because they know that maybe my weight and Ghana will call him to come and represent Ghana. So our African Federation needs to also make proactive steps to bring in these players to come and represent us.